This video is sponsored by Sony. In this video, I want to introduce you to Sony's C Media Cloud. And this is a solution that's going to help you manage all of your data in the cloud. And working with the C Media Cloud allows you to store your data offsite. It allows you to transfer your data to other creators or other people that you're working with. You can have people review videos, photos, or anything in the C Media Cloud. And also you can do things like send out a request to have someone send you media, and it's all managed in one backend. It's basically a vault for all of your digital content. And there's a few different ways that we can use this as creators. And so what I'm going to do in this video is take you through a few different situations to show you how the C Media Cloud works and where it can fit into your whole workflow. So let me just show you. This is the C Media Cloud backend. You can see this is the workspace that I have set up. And this is your own private backend. This is where you have access to all of your data. And from here, you'll be able to do some different things with this data that's going to be really useful for your workflow. So over here on the left, you can see all the folders that I've created. And so I'm going to use these as a few examples to show you how this whole flow works. And so for the first example, let me show you how you just back up data. So I've created this folder called Archive at the top. And in this, I've created another folder for some shorts on my second channel. And you can see I've uploaded a few different shorts here for my second channel. Now, when I finish a project, I'm going to continue to upload them into this folder. This is so that I always have a folder in the cloud that has all of my finished projects. That way, if there's ever a hard drive failure or there's any other issue, I could always go to this folder and I have the finished copy of any of these videos that I've uploaded to my second channel. Now, what's cool is you could scrub through by just hovering your mouse over and you could see the video, or you could double click on it and it's going to pull up a full screen. And you can see here is the full screen player that comes in C Media Cloud. And with this, there is no downtime. You click into a video and you can start playing immediately. Everything loads super fast with the C Media Cloud. Now you'll see at the top, you have timecode. And this is a feature you could turn on or off. So in the gear icon, you could play at different playback qualities. You can turn your timecode on or off. And in the lower left-hand corner, you have your controls. Now in the upper right-hand corner, you can download this in different resolutions, either the full or a lower res, or you could even share this. So you could copy a link to this, or you could share this to a Mediabox. And I'm going to explain what a Mediabox is in a little bit, because it's different than just sharing a specific file. A Mediabox is like a collection of data, and you can make specific media boxes for who you're sharing your data with or who you want access to your data. Now, when you click the overview button, you'll have all of your metadata in one place so you can see everything about this video. Now, if you don't need immediate access to any of these files, you can put them in a deeper storage level called the archive. Now, to do this, you're going to right click on one of these video files and you'll put it into the archive. You could also do that with the whole folder. So I'll right click and click on archive. Now there's two levels of archive. There's standard and there's a deep archive. And for the standard archive, it takes 24 to 36 hours to archive these files. And it takes 3 to 6 hours to bring them back if you ever need to retrieve the full res version. Now the deep archive level takes 36 to 48 hours to store them. And it takes 10 to 12 hours to retrieve these files. And the reason you would do this is if you want cheaper storage for files that you don't need immediate access to. So for example, all of these finished videos, I don't need these videos right away, so I can put them in this deep archive. And then if I do ever need to bring them back, it takes a few hours and then I get those files. Now, when your files are in the archive, you still have access to download low res versions, and you can also scrub through your media just like any other file on the C Media Cloud. And so all of your video files are easily accessible, even if they're in the deep archive. Now, if you want to favorite any one of these videos, you click the little star icon, and now it's going to show up in your favorites folder. So you can easily navigate through here by favoriting things or creating folders based on projects or based on how you want to organize your backend workspace. Now, another way that you could use this backup feature with the C Media Cloud is back up your data on location. So for me, if I'm traveling, say I'm on a documentary project, and I want to make sure that I always have a copy of my footage off-site, well, I would use the C Media Cloud to back up my footage every night. So I'm going to go down to my projects. And let's say I was in Hawaii working on a video. Well, I could create a folder here that's just my Hawaii media that I'm going to use to back up everything when I'm on location. So when I'm in this folder, I could create more folders within this, or I could just dump all my media in here. So let's say I just got back from shooting. I have these great shots. I want to make sure I don't lose them between being on location and being at home. So what I'll do is I'll add them into this Hawaii media folder and they'll start uploading automatically. And you could either upload individual files or you can upload entire folders. So if you're done shooting for the day, you could just take your whole card from your camera and upload that directly so that you make sure that you don't lose anything. And for me, this is a feature that I'm going to use when I'm out on location, because when I'm shooting a documentary project and I have lots of footage that I'm working with, well, I don't want to lose that in transit. So typically I'll back up my footage twice on location, but anytime you have hard drives, there's a potential for failure, even if you have 2 drives. Say my bag was stolen with both hard drives in it. Well, then I would lose all of that data. So backing up at the end of every night to see Media Cloud just gives me a peace of mind that all that footage is in the cloud and I can access it later and download it for the edit. And you can see that these videos have already been uploaded, and then as soon as they're uploaded, they start processing. And so this clip here has already been processed, so I can click this and I can watch it here on the C Media Cloud. And then later I'll be able to download this when I'm ready to start editing it. Now let's say I'm working with a sponsor for my channel and I want to get a video approved. Well, I can upload the different versions of the video here to C Media Cloud. So I'll go to this folder labeled YouTube Review. And you can see I have these 2 commercials that I've made for a client, version 2 and version 3. Now I could upload all the files like I've already showed you into this folder. But if I wanted to share them with the sponsor, well, that's when I would create a Mediabox. And so you can see over here on the left-hand side, there's what's called a Mediabox. And so I'm going to create a new Mediabox and I'm going to add these videos into it. And there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can customize basically the whole experience. So I'm going to create this, the MB commercial review. I can add some notes to this. I can set if it's a secure, protected, or public, and I'll protect this, and the password will be Mediabox. And I could set this to an expiration. So I'm going to have this expire in a week because this project needs to be uploaded within the week. And there's also some advanced settings. So you could have a watermark. You could allow commenting on the video, which is something that we need for this. And then you could do things like allow them to download it. And so now the next thing I need to do is add content into this Mediabox. So essentially what you're creating is a unique URL that then you're going to send out, and everything that you've put into this box, that person has access to. So let's go to our content. And I'm going to add some content to this Mediabox. And I've already created a folder under my workspace labeled YouTube Review. And so we'll put in commercial version 2. And I'll create the Mediabox off of this. So it shows all the information about this Mediabox. I'm going to copy this. And now you're going to get a unique URL. So when you send this out, this is the page that the person's going to see when they click on the link. So I'm going to type in a password, which is Mediabox. So here is the Mediabox that they're going to see. You can have the file right here. You could click on this file and they could start watching. Now let's say the person that you're working with wants some changes. Well, they'll click on the comments section over here on the left-hand side, and they'll just pause the video where they're at and make a comment. And it will make a comment at that time code. So you could work with other people on videos, be able to get comments back. And then when you go back to your workspace and check on that video, there'll be now this indication down here that shows that somebody has made a comment on that video. And so you'll be able to go through and check all your comments in your back end. Now, another cool feature when you're leaving comments on videos or photos is that you can pin it to a specific spot within the frame. So you see I have this photo here, and let's say that my note was to change the color of the jacket to red. Well, I could pin by clicking the little pen icon, click on the jacket and say change this to red. So now when the editor is looking at this photo, they could see exactly where the note indication is, and it even pops up on the screen. And so let me show you this again with a video. So let's say I want to click on this boat and say bring up the exposure. Now when you're playing this video back and go to this note, it says bring up the exposure, and it shows exactly what I'm pointing to. So a great way to be able to add specific notes to something within the frame. Now let's say I've done these changes, I've added the comments, and I want to send a new version of the video to the sponsor. Well, I'd just go back into the Mediabox and I would add more content. Find my new version, which is V3, add it in, update. Now this whole Mediabox is automatically updated, so the sponsor has access already using the link that I've already sent them. So this is a super easy way to get other people to look at your content and be able to give you comments back and forth. Now you can also use the Mediabox to transfer data. So say you're working with an editor or you're working with some other creators and they need some assets from you. Well, you'll create a Mediabox in the same way, and you'll make that box available to download. So let's just go through and create another Mediabox. I'll say Hawaii assets. I can make this a public one, so just somebody that has the link, and it's going to expire in a day. And then I'll add my content from Hawaii, and I'll make this available for download. And you'll see that now you can download these assets with the little cloud icon. So I can download it, or I could save it to my own space if that person that you're working with also has C Media Cloud set up. And you can do this with any sort of file. It doesn't just have to be video. So you could transfer photos, you could transfer audio files, anything you need for a project, you can add into the C Media Cloud add it into a Mediabox, and then share it with whoever needs that data. Now, let's say I need some data from another creator that I was working with. Well, I can send them a request and they can send me data through my C Media Cloud. So I'm going to go back to my workspace. I have this documentary I'm working on, and I have some footage from my buddy Justin that I need to get. So what I would do is create a folder and start a file request. And I could start with a file request name. So I could say drone footage from Trona, and then write notes, send all the footage, destination folder. I'll put it in this footage from Justin that I've already created, and then I could set an expiration. So I'll just leave it on never, and I'll say create file request. Now I'll add his email in here, or I could give him the link. So when Justin clicks on the link, this is the page that he's gonna see. It shows that I'm requesting this drone footage from Trona, and there's a little note here that says send all the footage. Now he could either upload the file directly from his computer, or he could select the file from his C Media space. So if he already had the footage in his C Media Cloud, he could select it from here once he's logged in and just transfer it directly. So it's a cool solution when you have multiple people working with the C Media Cloud, that all of you could have your assets accessible and be able to share them. So if you're working with a team, say you have an editor, thumbnail designer, well, you can keep all of your assets in the C Media Cloud and be able to transfer assets back and forth, and also be able to do your notes and revisions based on the project that you're working on. For me, this is going to be an essential tool for my whole media workflow. With my production company, I'm going to use it to transfer assets between me and my editor. And with those projects, this is where we're going to upload revision links for the client. For my YouTube channel, I'm going to use this as a backup solution for things like my final projects, or whatever I'm on location and I need a place to back up my footage. Also, I work with a lot of different creators and I do different collaboration. And this is a great tool for me to be able to share different files that they need, be able to request files from them directly. Overall, I've just scratched the surface on the different features that are available with the C Media Cloud, and I think it's definitely a tool that's going to help a lot of different creators throughout their digital media workflow. Now, if you want to try out the C Media Cloud for your workflow, use code PRO-JD. We'll give you 2 months for free of the Pro plan, and I'll include a link down below in the description to where you can check that out. Now, next, you should check out this video right here, which goes through my $100,000 hard drive failure and why workflow is so important. I'll see you over there.